I don't know if you two saw this over the weekend, but there's been kind of like a lot of um these woke weirdos who are out like keying Teslas. Have you been seeing this? In particular,
Yeah,
Cybertrucks.
it's funny to me that the Tesla is now this symbol of like sort of, I don't want to say autistic rage, but unprovoked irrational rage.
Yeah,
It's weird because the liberals used to love it because they're like, oh, EVs, this is the future.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk is going to save the world and prevent us from turning into Tatooine. Now all of a sudden it's, oh no, his cars are pieces of junk. Don't buy them.
yeah,
It's
that's
like an elite. It used to be this elite, like I am pro science and the environment symbol, and now they're like that guy is awful. And I was reading in this one article that it's like it's not just all Teslas; it's the Tesla Cybertruck specifically, which is kind of funny because it's such a weird looking car.
yeah, it's the Cybertruck has definitely been getting most of the ire from angry liberals. I look forward to somebody doing that to mine because I'll sell so much coffee off of it. It'll be,
you can buy 2 of them.
Yeah, it'll be bonkers. But there's been so many stories, and then there's a video that I want to share where one of these dudes, some patriot, chases this guy down, and it confronts him, and it's hilarious. The story, the funniest story I thought that I would start with here is the Jewish man who carved a swastika into another Jewish man's Cybertruck.
So is this a hate crime, or does that cancel each other out? Just for legality's sake.
Well, I think that now I don't believe that there are such things as hate crimes. I think it's either a crime or it's not a crime. But this is qualified as a hate crime. I want you to look at how happy this guy was. Like, this is the Jewish guy whose Cybertruck it is. And I don't know what it is about these leftoids, but none of them actually know how to draw a swastika.
It's called the spastica.
Yeah, I mean, every time one of these.
There's an old meme that I won't repeat the text of on a YouTube stream, but it had to do with rabbis and what are you doing?
So yes, he misdraws it, and then here's him a few moments. Look at him. Look at his face.
I like that he returned to the scene of the crime. Like the other guy watched it happen, stood in front of him, and so this guy who got arrested left his Subaru double parked.
He bailed on his car.
But then he came back 4 hours later, as being like, "I'll just go pick up the car now." Like, I think that's the #1 rule for any kind of criminal. You're not supposed to return to the scene of the crime.
Why does that look like a total Fed face? By the way,
it does actually.
Like that's literally the meme.
He returns to the scene of the crime, only to find not 1, not 2, but not 3, but 4 police officers waiting for him, and a news crew from the New York Post. Like, they made this guy super famous. By the way, a father with 2 kid seats in the back seat. And like, this was my favorite one. So here we have, it happened maybe a dozen times over the weekend. It's happened 4 or 5 times in New York alone. But here we have, again, I don't know, for all these people who hate Tesla and hate Elon Musk, I don't understand the logic of like why most of these people are probably liberals. Like, a lot of people bought Teslas and don't agree with Elon Musk. There's a lot of people who buy Tesla. Like, is this true then? Does everybody who owns a Ford explicitly agree with whatever the CEO of Ford's political opinions are? Like, what is this?
Well, it's like when people got mad at Chick-fil-A. I mean, that was, I feel like, over a decade ago at this point. But there were going to be all these boycotts because the CEO of Chick-fil-A, I guess, donated privately to a pro-traditional marriage cause or something like that. And you would get these crazy interviews where, like, people were like, we're going to boycott Chick-fil-A. And so all of these, like, I would say moderate to like evangelical Christians started going there all the time, made crazy long lines, and then you get these interviews with like LGBTQ identifying employees who are like, I don't know, I like it here. It's a nice job.
It's
Like
a nice
the
job. Yeah, they
outrage is
treat me
in
good.
their head.
Yeah, well, and so is the penalty. So all these leftoids also don't know that Teslas have like a dozen high definition cameras on them. So we get a video of this guy pulling in, or this guy's pulling out. This guy pulls in, and this is the Tesla camera. Freeze it right there. We've got HGY S463. So everything that happens here will now be attached to the owner of this vehicle. Like there's
poopsie.
Yeah. And I don't think this guy, I don't know if he knew, but he gets out of the car. First of all, his jacket will shock you. Okay. Prepare to be shocked by his jacket if you haven't seen it.
This is the fashion commentary section of today's podcast.
Fashion commentary. Yep. Since I don't have the long hair, I've got to go.
Not have a pirate jacket on. We'll kill Holland.
Look what he's wearing.
His USA jacket.
A leather USA jacket with a bald eagle breathing fire. And his keys in his hand. The entire reason he pulled in here was to key this car. Now he's looking around, looking there, looking. He's like, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
I feel like that made him even more suspicious, just wandering like that.
Yeah. So now he keys down the whole side of the car. Some woman's Tesla, right? Looks and like then some absolute Chad, super giga Chad, found him.
Did you just key a Tesla the other day? What? You're on video.
Is it the same jacket?
This is the guy. You just keyed a Tesla. Yeah. You got a video online.
Now look at his shirt. He's wearing an American bald eagle shirt. What is going on?
Misplaced attempt at patriotism.
Yeah.
All over the fucking face. Yeah,
he's fruiting his looms right now.
Yes, you did. You keyed a Tesla in a parking lot somewhere around here. What do you got to say about that?
I didn't do that.
Well, you're on video. I plainly saw you doing it. You pulled up right next to it and then you keyed it. You want to bet?
Get him live reacting to his own video. That would be even better.
Yeah.
Your license plate. I'm surprised you haven't been contacted by the police yet. I mean, what do you have to say? I mean, I saw you do it. I'm just curious. I mean, just because of Elon, you're wearing a USA t-shirt, driving a Korean car. Why would you key an American car?
Oops.
The guy's probably a Democrat that owns it. I think it's a woman.
Yeah, right. The guy's probably a Democrat that owns it. Like, what were you thinking? The only thing that could possibly save this is if like he had gotten fired by Doge. But even that, like, why does some poor person who just bought a Tesla? What is it their fault? They didn't do that.
See, it's like they think, I mean, I don't own a Cybertruck. I'm not that kind of internet fancy, but you guys all had to like pre-order them. I mean, no one gets a Cybertruck the next day, right?
I bought mine 2 years ago before Doge.
The reason why
is like long-term investment here.
The reason why is that people who are on the left, they think collectively. And so they don't think of an individual's circumstances. Poor dude who owned the Tesla might actually be broke now. He has no clue about his life whatsoever. Could have 10 kids or something like that, or be going through a messy legal suit.
But maybe he was borrowing it.
Exactly. Maybe it's not even his car.
Right. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you don't like Elon and his like whatever, anything he's doing, that's cool. That's fine. But like, you had almost a dozen people who were at least 3 were arrested. Like, you screwed up your own life. Now, I think what we're going to see is that because Elon's the first buddy, he's probably going to get Trump to escalate these charges. Yeah. Because what do you think about this? Is it too far? I'll go Hannah Claire, then Styx. Is it too far to call this domestic terrorism?
This one guy keying a car? Yeah.
Just the phenomenon. Everyone who's doing it.
What, unless you're going to get Kash Patel and the FBI on it and have some sort of federal investigation, it doesn't actually seem like it's like coordinated by one organization. I could be wrong. I'm happy for chat to correct me and say I've infiltrated this group and found evidence that it is. But it's actually more like I would say like a virus that's spreading, and individually they're all affected by it. So it kind of is up to the states on how they prosecute it. Now, I couldn't see on the license plate what state this situation with the key.
Most of them are in New York. This one's in Missouri or Colorado, I think.
Right. Missouri might take it more seriously, but one person keying a car, even if it is a Tesla, doesn't seem like an act of domestic terrorism. And I also don't know what kind of authority Trump would have to be able to intervene. I think what's more likely is that people who are saying that I think what would be more interesting is if the Democrats came out and condone this, right? Like you have a couple of Democrats who are sort of hinting in Congress or in the Senate that they're going to move to a more moderate position going into the midterms. And so if they came out and said, like, you guys need to stop, we get that you are frustrated with Elon Musk, but harming your fellow citizens' property is not the answer. That would be more interesting to me. I don't think there's enough there for domestic violence charge, but I would like to see the same people who are always like, everyone's driving us apart and Trump is so divisive, call out what is actually divisive, politically motivated behavior.
Yeah.
What do you think, Styx?
I generally agree. I would say it goes beyond vandalism, though. Because it's politically motivated, technically speaking,
and it's targeted.
Technically speaking, it's domestic terrorism, and it's definitely being centrally organized. I don't agree with the government generally labeling that kind of thing domestic terrorism, though, because, okay, your car got damaged. Nobody beat you to the ground and shot you or anything like that. So yeah. I'm iffy on that definition. But it definitely goes beyond vandalism. I would levy as many charges as possible on this particular individual. He seems completely callous to the situation. It's like, again, you don't even know that the person you saw driving the car actually owned the car at all. So that also makes you a moron. And you get caught on video.
It also makes me wonder what kind of defense he could present. Like, what if you take this guy to court, he opts for a trial, and he just argues, I hate this person specifically. Like, it's not about the car, it's that they were driving erratically and I got frustrated. Like, I wonder if there are ways to sort of get yourself out of this. That would kind
he's not going to get out of he's not going to get out of the $4,000 paint job. You know?
And also everyone who keys a Tesla should be aware by now that they're, jacked up with cameras. They're everywhere. It seems like a stupid thing to do. I'm more concerned, I guess, about the attacks on like Tesla showrooms and stuff. Because again, like if you're an employee who works there, you've worked there for years, you have no connection to Doge. Should you be in the middle of all of this? Probably not. Those ones seem worse to me than the random car.
And in that sense, it is domestic terrorism because what the left is trying to do is silence people. It's trying to intimidate people. So you work for Elon Musk. You work for the Trump admin. Maxine Waters said it best back after the 2016 election. Don't let them go to the gas station. Don't let them go to the restaurant. Surround them and start shouting at them, basically. They've already done this. They've been doing it for years. They do it to people like us, too. Like when you go out in public, you do have a target on your back if you have any kind of audience at all. It's been a problem for a long time.
Yeah, like... in my opinion, I think that a single keying probably isn't going to see escalation. Although I do think it's funny, like a guy drawing a swastika on a Jew's car, like he actually might have some things to some actual real crimes to worry about.
Especially in New York, in Brooklyn, like they're supposed to be the most proactive about prosecuting hate crimes. Again, I don't know if I don't think hate crimes are a real thing, but if you're a state that legislates so that they are and you punish other people for them, this guy hypothetically should face the fullest punishment available under the extent of the law, right?
Well, it is a hate crime. It is a hate crime.
It is a hate crime by their own definition.
You don't have to agree with the existence of the idea of hate crimes to realize that under current statutes, that would definitely fit the definition.
Yeah, that it's going to be, I agree that if these groups are found to be coordinated, that are like storming Tesla dealerships and stuff like that, I mean, they're also trying to make Tesla, the other thing is they're trying to tank the Tesla stock. So there's like a real, like they're trying to make people afraid to buy and drive Teslas. They're trying to terrorize people, make you afraid to have a Cybertruck. For me, I hope one of these idiots does it. Ooh, baby, do I hope. Promo code, fix my truck, buy a bunch of coffee would be all anyone would hear for like a month. The whole
Please
thing.
don't do this to us.
Yeah. But like, you know, my wife, who's not political, drives a Tesla, and if some idiot keyed her car, I'd be like, what are you doing, dude? Like, I would react just like this guy. I'll let the video finish too, because he basically like he's all of us in this moment. He's like, what are you doing? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, I'm just curious why you did that. You just don't have anything to say about that? Neither one of you guys do?
Oh, his wife's in the car too.
Okay.
Burn.
You're handicapped too. I mean, this is just kind of ridiculous.
She's filming him.
Well,
Film her, honey. It's one of those right wingers.
He's going to get arrested. And what do we got? What's around that? Be happy. That's what his license plate holder. Be happy. DGDG.com. That's what it's like. Oh, this is California. This is in California.
Somebody call Gavin Newsom right now.
This guy's not getting charged.
With his podcast.
What's that license? Is it GDG?
I think it's DGDG.com.
Oh, God.
I guarantee you this guy won't get charged with anything. It's California.
I really hope he didn't reproduce, by the way.
Oh, this is just a dealership. It's a DGDG. It's a dealership. Yeah, I mean, the guy who, unfortunately, the person whose Tesla this is going to have to like sue for, you know, in civil court. And yeah, I hope that Elon just like repairs it or like starts sending these people brand new Teslas.
Elon should send him a brand new Tesla and then brag about it.
That's what I would do if I were him.
That would be the
guys.
ultimate
I'd be like,
branding.
yeah, I'd be like, cool. I'll just send him another one.